So I'm going to show you how to make this tart. It's pretty delicious. Check it out. We're going to make an apple tart. And the thing about pie dough is everybody's always talking about how incredibly tricky it is. It's so not tricky. There's a few things that you have to understand about it. One is you have to use extremely cold butter, right? Also, preheat your oven. By the way, preheat your oven. Because if you forget to do that, it's just such a drag. Right, so this goes in here, and I love doing it by hand because the dough comes out a little bit like better. So this goes on for a minute until the butter is coated with the flour and it's in like the size of like peas, right? And that's what everybody says. Like everybody says that on their demo too, like the size of peas or like sand in the south of France, not sand in Long Island, because there's a difference, right? The sand in Long Island is really fine, where like the sand in the south of France is like little pebbles. We all know those beaches in the south of France that aren't as nice as Long Island because the pebbles, I can't walk on pebbles. All right, this looks like Saint-Tropez Beach as opposed to Main Beach in East Hampton. So here we are. We have our butter and our flour cut together by hand, I think, just because it's a little bit better. And then you use a little ice water, like 1/3 of a cup of ice water. By the way, I love it. Don't you love this little measuring thing? So cute. And I like to use bottled water. I do. I like to use bottled water when I'm making pasta, I swear to God, because it's better, it tastes better, I swear. That goes in, mix that together, right? And then, this looks really ridiculous, but it's what you do. Flour the counter, right? A little bit of flour on the counter. Then this goes on here, right? And it looks ridiculous, and maybe it's ridiculous. It might be ridiculous, but then you kind of just shape it together. So now you've got this ball, right? I promise you it's going to work. I know it doesn't look like it's going to work, but it will. Don't be afraid. Fear not, this will work, right? Or fear, because fear is not a bad thing. All right, so this is our dough. And now you use some saran wrap. By the way, when I watch those shows and they use like endless saran wrap, and I think like, you know, whose children are going to pay for that, right? Like, where's that landfill of saran wrap? I mean it. I freak out about those things. Okay, so this is just one little piece of saran wrap, just a little piece of saran wrap. So now this has to go in the refrigerator. Ooh, it's really crumbly. Maybe we'll see if it doesn't work. We'll make it work, right? Okay, that's that. It needs to rest for about an hour. Okay? Now I'm going to prep these apples for the apple tart. So it's like about 4 or 5 apples.
Wait, you said now you're going to prep the apples, but then you took them out and they were all prepped.
Well, they were peeled. They were peeled earlier. Now I'm going to actually like chop them because now let me see. It's going to take me a second to remember. First of all, you have to get all the core out, right? Oh, wait. Here, you just cut them in half, right? And just cut the core out, right? I think I'm doing this wrong. I'm doing it wrong. Oh no, what am I doing? I'm making such a mess of these apples. God, darling. You know what? I want to do this right. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, though. Cut them in half, right? I think, okay, I know what I'm doing. I know. Okay, now I got it. Now I got it. All right, sorry. So I need a little paring knife then, too. Sorry, darlings. This is a process. So now you're kind of like, you're preparing the apple. You're trying to keep it in halves, right? So you get the core out, you keep it in halves, and then you turn it this way and you cut the apple slices this way. See it? Right, now that's right. Oh, and wait a minute, you're supposed to keep them together. Okay, sorry. You keep them together like that so you can fan them out, all right? Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I swear this is going to be really pretty in the end. Because this has to be pretty because it's a tart, right? Yeah, you have to be pretty if you're a tart, darling. I didn't mean that. I meant it, but I didn't mean it. Okay. So then that goes. See what I'm doing? I'm sort of, I'm kind of trimming it, but you're going to use the trim. You're actually going to use the trim, so don't get rid of the trim, okay? Oh no, but you have to keep it, and then, okay, so here's what you do. You slice it, but you keep it together in a little wedge, right? So now you're making all these wedges of apple. See what's going on here? Okay, good. I've been making this apple tart for a really long time. It's like kind of one of my go-to things because it looks really pretty and it's not that hard and I can do it quickly, you know? And I once made it for this dinner party that I was invited to, this like really crazy dinner party. It was like a charades and dinner party given by Bob Balaban, like the Bob Balaban. and Nora Ephron. They were like co-hosts. And it was at Bob Balaban's house, and there were all these people there, including Bebe Neuwirth, and including Elaine May and Stanley Donen, including Frank Bruni. At the time he was writing, food criticism. And so I make this tart and I bring it to the dinner. And so dinner happens, and when I walk in, Nora Ephron says to me, "Oh, you make things." She was so impressed, right? I thought, oh, I just impressed Nora Ephron, who's like a foodie, right? I hate that word, foodie. Sorry, she's a gourmet, okay? But anyway, so dinner happens, and it was pretty good. It was pretty delicious. Everybody was really happy. And we go out to play charades, and I keep waiting for the tart to be served, and waiting, and the tart was never served. How about that? We waited for literally an hour and a half after dinner, and it was just not served. And so they never served the tart. I don't think they served dessert. It was crazy. That tart is probably still in that kitchen somewhere, Anyway, I'm not kidding. It's the truth. Bob, where's my fucking tart? Okay, seriously. I never understood that. I thought, okay, these people eat dessert really late, but we gotta go. We gotta bounce, bye-bye. Let's see what happens here. Here's the dough. Oh, it's very crumbly. Here's the dough. We're gonna use a little bunch flour. And there should be a technique. See, it's really, really, really crumbly. This is not gonna work. What now? I hate you. I am usually so good at this. I'm doing it. I am gonna fucking do this if it kills me. You know what? No, I'm serious, because I'm so good. This is my specialty, and now it's not working. And I tell everyone I have a knack with pie dough. And now what? Damn, you're just laughing at me. I hate you.
Because you're gonna make it work. You always do.
No, I don't know if I can make this work. It's okay, we're gonna make it happen. No, we're not. I don't think we're gonna make this happen. No, it's not gonna happen. Maybe it'll happen, but shh, don't tell anyone. Please, everyone, whisper. Whisper around the dough. This is such a lost cause, you guys. Oh, don't, please. Don't judge me. I'm usually so good. You see, that's the thing when you have a camera rolling. Unless you have a food stylist and a prep thing and a full bunch of people in the room. Really, I mean it, this can go wrong. As it always does on Thanksgiving and Christmas, right? It always does. Okay, sorry. People, do not look at me. Don't hate, because this happens sometimes. I'm just gonna get it in there and just shape it onto it.
This is amazing.
It is so not amazing. This is so pathetic, pathetic. It's gonna taste delicious, I know, but. And then you do this and you get that out, right? I'm just so neurotic right now because this happened. And usually it's so seamless. And now it's so pathetic because I'm doing it on camera. That's what happens. That's what happens, darling. It's foolproof. Like, I can't make a mistake. And this time I did nothing but make mistakes. All right, so that's the tart dough. Oh, I swear I'm not doing this to be pathetic. I swear I'm not. Okay, so you take the ends of the apples, right? And you kind of cut them up into like little bits, right? You would use like a small layer of those on the bottom. It's impossible to take me seriously at this point, right? How could you take anything I say seriously at all? So there's all this that goes on first, right? And then you kind of like fan these out. There you go, fan. I don't think I have enough apples. I may have to cut more apples. No, maybe actually this is the right amount of apples. I need a few more apples, I think. Oh, I forgot to peel it. Oh, that's gonna be fun now, peeling this. It's fine, look, it's working. Okay, that, and these would go here. Boom. Listen, darling, we got that done, right? So this, and then you would just like cube it up quite fine. All right, boom. So now you dot the thing with butter, right? And then you sprinkle this with sugar, just plain old sugar. Okay, voila. God, that was hell. All right, so now this goes in the middle part of an oven, right, for about 75 minutes. I feel depleted. I feel exhausted. Oh. It's not too late. Needs more butter. It's going in. Bye. Wow. Okay, bye-bye, Tart. Oh, my God. Wow, what is it? What happened today? Please tell me what happened. I mean, I'm not going to go, hey, let's make an apple tart when I don't know what the hell I'm doing, right? I thought I knew what I was doing. So now I need a little tiny, tiny saucepan. I know I have one somewhere. Here we go. Look, it's a butter warmer. Isn't it cute? Like a copper butter warmer? Okay. So all I'm gonna do is this. I'm just gonna take a bunch of this apricot preserve, just put it in the saucepan, a little bit of water, that's enough, a little bit of water just to thin it a little bit. Put it over a flame. So you're just gonna kind of dissolve the water into the apricot jam, and now comes the tart, out comes the tart. Looks pretty. I have to say it looks the apples look pretty, right? And it looks a little burnt, but it's supposed to. I mean, it looks beautiful when it's glazed, you'll see. Still pretty warm, but I can do it. Okay, boom. Okay, man. Nora Ephron was right, darling. She was right. No, that tart was flawless. You know, and I'm not talking to 600 people and worrying about the air conditioning. It's flawless. Okay, so this is thinned, right? This is like jam that's been thinned, see? And it's kind of lumpy, but it doesn't matter, darling. It does not matter. At this point, it doesn't matter. And then you just kind of like glaze the thing, right? By the way, I like these pastry brushes better than I like the rubber ones. I like the bristles better. All right, I'm not gonna touch this anymore. That's it. No more touching. So here's the thing, darlings. You know what? No matter how bad dessert is, if you put ice cream on it, it's delicious! Okay, seriously, nothing better than ice cream. All right, I'm gonna cut a little piece of this. It's very hot, so it might run a bit. Look, darlings, it's oozing, okay? It's oozing a little bit, but if I serve it quickly, everybody will just get a little bit of the ooze. But you could imagine if this was made by a sane person, it would be incredibly delicious, right? And beautiful, not just delicious, but beautiful. A little bit of ice cream, a lot of ice cream. You know what? And by the way, next time I should make vanilla ice cream, right? Because there's nothing easier or more delicious than homemade vanilla ice cream. I'm gonna just taste this before I freak out, but let's see. Again, ice cream makes everything so good. Oh, that is delicious. Isn't it so good? Wow. It's so good, right? It's proof that you sort of can't fuck up so bad, right? I mean, it was humiliating, the process, but usually I don't have that sort of Sturm und Drang. I just do it because no one's around, but I feel fine that it came out this good, you know?